My name is artist Rico Edwards, and I am an artist designer based in Houston, Texas. I grew a love for art in Houston to the point where a lot of my business was birthed in Houston. So I feel like if I was to let's say open a gallery or open anything, I feel like Houston would be one of the cities where I would open. When the project was introduced to me, I was automatically nervous because I was like, I've never done anything on this type of scale before. So when I start a project, my first type of research is Google or Pinterest to look for an image, because those are the outlets where you can find a good high quality photo. So whenever I started the piece, the initial research was to find a good clean photo where I can see all the details in her face. Now the piece itself isn't very detailed, like a actual portrait, like a photograph. When I do portraits, I like to kind of lean towards that Shepard Fairey type of style, but I've not as much, because I think in his style he fills in, some of the skin tones, but I like to leave it, white, and then use certain colors, a solid background, and then the black to just finish it off, with the eyes. Because once you do the black, you can tell who it is. Like, you can paint all the colors, have it filled in, and you have no idea who it is. As soon as you add that black, you're like, oh, that's such and such. So after I chose the image, I sat down, I sketched it, and then, like I mentioned earlier, it has to have quality. I have to see it. I have to see the highlights in her cheeks, her eyes, chin, ears, everything, just so I can see it. Like, if I can see it on paper, then I can bring it to canvas. And so then once the sketch is done, I usually take the sketch, depending on the size of the original photo, that'll determine the size of the painting. And then after a size is chosen, I simply go to Home Depot, I buy some wood, I go to a local art store that sells canvas, and then I chop the wood based on the size using a miter saw, and then I build the canvas. All of my pieces I hand build, because I feel like as an artist, craftsmanship is also important, because anybody can be an artist. Anybody can go to Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and buy a canvas, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like, me personally, I love elevating my craft, and I feel like building your canvas is a part of your artistry. And I feel like building this canvas and every other canvas I've built is a part of my artistry, because I can look the client in the face and say, I did that. Turn it around. You can see the mess ups and the imperfections. I did that. But after the canvas is built, that's when I get to work. I think my work definitely reflects the world, because I personally have not experienced any of the things I paint. And then I feel like, as an artist, it's my universal duty to tell those stories, because I can paint just random stuff all day, but me as a person, I feel like, okay, I have to address this situation, musicians, sing or rap about it, poets, or, they all bring their talent and speak about these things. And I feel like I just use mine to paint about these issues. So yes, being, an African-American male in the South, or anywhere, just anybody that look like me can face anything, the South, North, East, West, underwater for all I know, but it's just my job to do so. If I was to sit down with this person who's gonna own this piece, it's a powerful piece. It's the first African-American woman as vice president. There's a lot of power with this piece. There's a lot of power in this person. So I feel like the piece itself can also be very inspirational to the person. And hopefully the person that owns this has a daughter that also can see this every day and be like, oh, I can do this. I can be vice president, or I can be anything. I don't know who this person is, but just same thing with, artistry or anything else I've mentioned, just be consistent, like elevation, growth. Because I'm sure Ms. Harris faced a lot of challenges and like, oh, you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure she's had it, but she was consistent. She grew, that growth, that elevation, and look at her now. So I would honestly hope that this piece speaks for itself to the point where they can find some type of inspiration behind it. I have other works available to buy more.